would like to take this time now on the show to do what I do best, and that's protect myself from injury. I want to make sure that I was properly stretched and I don't dislocate my shoulder.
Pause.
As I pat myself on the back.
Stretched all right.
I'm patting myself on the back. Here it is. Let's do both sides. You got to work both sides, both muscles. I'm going to pat myself on the back, boys and girls, because I was right.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Here we go.
What were you right about?
I'm the best. I'm number one.
What was that one-upper thing?
Tell the truth.
Oh, no,
this
there's
isn't
no
one up. This is straight bonkers.
This is no one up.
No, this is not a one up. This is straight. I'm going to look into the camera and bare my soul. Look into my eyes. I would never mislead you, Squad of O. I always tell you the truth.
The truth.
I said it in 2017. I said it in 2018. I said it in 2019 and 20. NXT is not a brand. I've been telling you. 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 I feel like what was I was doing this with my wife. I said I feel like Randy Quaid in Independence Day. Ain't I been saying it, Miguel?
Ain't I been saying
it? I've been saying it, Miguel. I've been saying it. She was wondering why I kept calling her Miguel. I had to show her his birthday. I had to put that on there so everyone can see it.
Joe plugging his baby.
Big Barry Horowitz. There it is.
What's energy? Yeah.
Barry Horowitz. NXT is not a brand. It's never been a brand. It was never going to be a brand. It was what it was supposed to be. It was a developmental. And there were people, when I said that again on social media, there was somebody, whoa, what developmental? They haven't been developing. Once again, living in your bubble. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not happening. I wasn't at the Civil War, but I take everyone's word for it. I'm sure it was a real thing that actually fucking happened. Okay?
The South will rise again.
He just listed how many people on that list. I read all the names. How many of those people were at the PC being developed? Don't tell me they're developing. Just swallow it and say that your favorite wrestlers are no good. That's what it
or not good enough.
Or not to what they wanted.
Yeah.
That's all that it was.
I think that's better to say. They just didn't fit.
Some of them were not good. Some of them were not
good. Okay, all right.
If you're in the PC and you can't get out of the door from the PC, they caught something early. You weren't supposed to be there.
Baron Corbin took 6 years.
There are some people who float in developmental for forever. That's because they see something and they're just trying to figure out how they're going to get it out of you. If you were there one day and then 2-3 months later, all you managed to do was get a new name and that was it, and then you're gone, sorry, it wasn't it for you. There were some people that were holding on to, and that's just what it is. NXT was never a brand. It's developmental. But now we're hearing different words. Rebranding. Getting younger. These are all the different keywords that we're saying now.
Buzzwords.
All words that we heard when they opened OVW, when they opened Deep South, when they opened all of their territorial developmental projects, even when they were working hand in hand with promotions in order to develop talent. Always the same thing.
New generation vibe.
New generation. We need a new flock of talent. The death nail in NXT, and I've been saying it for years, when Vince went to go see it.
Oh.
That was it. You were finished. Because that's why NXT has existed this long. He didn't
know what the fuck was going on. Yeah.
He didn't see the takeovers. He didn't see the weekly television. He didn't give a fuck. A lot of the talent that was called up, people say, well, what happened with the call-ups? Why are these guys?
They had no clue who they were.
Didn't know who the fuck these people were until they got there. And then they were like, what the fuck is this? Like when
who are these kids?
When Tyler Breeze first debuted with the selfie stick and then all this different stuff, he's like, what the fuck
What the fuck is this?
Is
that Rick Martel out there?
Every person that they sent up got smaller and smaller and smaller. Owens is a big dude. He stuck around. They found something to do. Damian Priest looks like a fucking star, right? Karrion Kross is on that path now. Keith Lee, to a degree, up until he almost died.
Yeah. Which, by the way, was not obviously their fault.
Yes. Thank you. But yes, if you have size, you have some charisma to you, he'll work with you.
So there's no beef there. Never mind. Let's not talk about that because I was interested in that.
Now we know. Well, if you're in the inside, you know. I think for a fan, it's still fuzzy. But now we know why Gargano doesn't want to go. We know why Ciampa doesn't want to go. I have a deep feeling in my heart. Cole doesn't want to go. That's probably why we didn't see Undisputed Era, Strong, all those guys, even Fish to a degree, because they know that when they get there, because they're wrestlers.
Yeah.
What are you going to do on Raw and SmackDown with wrestlers? There's nothing you can do with them. This doesn't know what to do with them.
At some point, AJ Styles is a perfect example. AJ Styles was a wonderful wrestler.
Yeah.
He didn't come to the WWE until he was a wonderful entertainer as well.
Yeah, AJ Styles hasn't wrestled a match in 4 years.
You know what I'm saying?
He hasn't wrestled a match in 4 years. That's why, and it's the same thing when people say, well, man, Shinsuke's got to be unhappy. Why won't he go back to New Japan? What, so he can get punched in the mouth every night? No.
And no sell it?
No.
I just threw 96 fucking things at this one guy, and he no-selled all of them.
Imagine Shinsuke Nakamura doing all of this, but getting over in Japan with the wrestling, and then coming to the States and not getting over with the wrestling, but getting over with this. That's all he's got to do. That's all I want you to do. Put a crown on, squint, and do this. That's it. That's all you need to do.
Well,
You forgot about that open mouth
I
thing.
fucking love it.
That's it. And throw the knee. That's it. That's,
That's
why.
it.
That's all
Just
you got
got to hit one.
That's it. For the wrestlers who figure that out, it works for them. For the wrestlers who still want to be wrestlers, this is what I do.
Wrestling.
You're fucking gone.
Because that's not what they're asking them for. They're asking for Daniel Bryan to wrestle and be entertaining. Notice once he became super entertaining, he was able to wrestle more.
Exactly. James Branch here. A brand in promotion alone, just words. They branded it a brand, but still treated it as a developmental. They named it a brand when it suited them. It was never actually a brand.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it blew up a lot bigger than it should have, and then you just rolled with it.
Because
What a
Triple
great-
H
yeah.
is a genius.
Yeah.
Because Triple H knew that Vince wasn't going to pay any attention to it, didn't care, and this was Triple H's chance to prove that he could run a promotion with a budget. Because I'm sure they capped him at a certain point. It wasn't like he had unlimited access to WWE's
Right,
money.
for sure.
But he still had more than any other fucking indie company. We used to say it on this show. The takeover vibe, the way that the show ran, it was like the most expensive independent company in the world.
Yeah.
And they had the stars to prove it. Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, Claudio Castagnoli, Seth Rollins, I mean, you name it. They grabbed
Roman Reigns.
Somebody
They had incredible talent to start off with.
Somebody said it perfectly on another podcast. I forgot where I heard it, so I apologize. But somebody said it perfectly. It felt like NXT was designed to kill the indies because every time a star would branch out, they would sign them. Quick. Just got them. Get them off that, put them on our TV, and we'll make it work. And they were grabbing talent after talent after talent after talent. The reason why NXT now is in a position is because all that high-level talent is fucking gone. The Indies has talent, but not seasoned to the degree of a Joe or an Owens or a Zayn.
Joe's the best.
Those talents don't exist anymore.
Seasoned at the highest level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have talent now. I mean, Alexander Hammerstone, who we'll talk about by the end of the there's a lot of talent. Richard Holiday. There's a lot of talent out there that could be great on the main stage, but they just aren't as seasoned. They haven't been doing this as long on a high level as the guys we're talking about. The two guys that I just mentioned are fantastic talents, but they're also in their early fucking 20s. They haven't been doing this like these other guys have, so they wouldn't have the effect. You know, when Owens got into NXT immediately in, he was an impact player. Shinsuke immediately in. Zayn immediately in. All these guys took their fan bases from outside of the WWE and grabbed them in. There's no talent outside of the WWE right now on an indie level. I'm not attached to MLW or Ring of Honor or Impact or AEW that have that kind of cachet, or New Japan for that matter. Because I'm sure if a couple of New Japan guys showed up out of nowhere on NXT, it'd make a splash. If Okada showed up, the fucking place would probably burn down. Every male in that room would ejaculate simultaneously. It would smell.
Yeah, but then Jay White would show up and everyone would be like,
Oh, yeah. Because the Impact Wrestling audience fucking went nuts with Jay White.
exactly.
So, again, it was all about that bubble. So let me ask the question here. I'm done ranting. So let me ask the question here. As far as NXT goes, right? The younger, the more, we're trying to rebrand or whatever. Steve, do you see this rebranding not only being successful at all based on the history of NXT, but where can you kind of see this rebranding going?
I think it's going to be great. I think that it's exactly what it needs, because it needs to train people to temper their expectations when it comes to a developmental territory. I think that they're going to establish something small, compact, that they're not going to take it on the road. It's just going to be like a show. Human interest stories, get younger, let the audience know who they are before they ever get to the main roster, as far as who they are in the context of the WWE universe, because no one gives a shit about all the stuff that they've done in the indies anymore. That's not a thing anymore. You know what I'm saying? They start fresh the moment they walk in the door. Build them from that. And I think if they keep it small and they get younger, it's exactly kind of the thing that they did in the new generation when they were about to enter the Monday Night Wars. They see that there's competition there. Let's cut the weight that's been there, who haven't really broke through at all. Because here's the thing. Now they have somewhere else to go. They go somewhere else. They catch on. They get a little bit more of a name for themselves, say on AEW television. Their contract comes up. Again, where do they want to go? Back to WWE. You just trained them and made them stars on your dollar, not mine. I bring them back. Get younger, eliminate bad habits early, more healthy.
Joe, if you're running this, right?
Get younger? I don't know.
If you're running the whole show here, you're thinking to yourself, okay, I need a whole rebrand. I need to do something different. I need a place where I can develop the kind of talent that I want, the way that I want to. In the process of that, do you sacrifice the past? Do you let that past go? We're not going to talk about that anymore. We're just going to focus on the now and future. We're not going to keep doing all this old. We're not even going to mention the old stuff anymore.
Absolutely.
You would ignore the history.
Yeah. I mean, how many times do they talk about, Saturday Night Main Event? They forgot all about that shit.
No more Sunday Night Heat conversation.
No more Sunday
Where's
Night
Velocity?
Heat.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
No, they've got to pump up the next big thing.
Main event on Ion?
Yeah.
Sorry.
They really need to pump up the next big thing. What I feel like is missing from the product right now is somebody that's amazing on the mic. There's nobody that I can go, you know what? I want to hear this guy talk.
God, there's no talkers in the business.
There's no talkers.
No talkers.
And I feel like lot of it.
I'm trying.
You bring us to the choir, my friend.
There's no talk. And it feels like some of them are trying to, but it's so hard for them to break out of that. So I feel like if they rebrand it, it's now, Vince's money or whatever. They could find that next big mic star, like another Rock or a Hogan or whatever, or a Macho. It's got to be their own thing, but somebody that's going to captivate the audience and even pull in like non-regular watchers. Just somebody flipping through the channel, all of a sudden they see, Steam Yard. Oh, who's this new wrestler, Steam Yard? And he's just killing it on the mic. And he draws them in, and then he backs up what he's been preaching. So that's what we need. We need somebody that's going to like come in.
Steam
Not a
Yard?
No, it's because I was looking at. That's the name of this site. I just
name of the program. Yeah.
He's like,
unlike Steven, I let you finish your point.
I appreciate that. He's just looking for the moment. He was like, wait, hold on, get him.
I was confused. I was like,
what kind of? I thought we were done with the bullshit NXT names. Who the hell is Steam Yard, and why does he sound 6'10" and 300 pounds?
Cassius Ono. What the fuck is that?
Oh my God,
Cassius
Ono.
Dave, you said yourself you weren't a huge fan of the NXT brand as it was. So how much are you looking forward now to the possibility that it could be completely different moving forward?
We just have to be honest with ourselves. How far do we expect NXT to actually even go? It being on TV for me is completely pointless. It's not an ouch thing, right? It's supposed to be a developmental. It's not gonna be. They're not gonna raise their own competition. So they're using this, as you said, probably a way to kill some of the indies or whatever the case may be. We can bring some of the new young guys in and teach them. But again, I think it's a catch-22, right? Because at the end of the day, like you said, a lot of these guys can wrestle. Not all of them, but a lot of them can wrestle, especially the ones at the top of the card there, they can wrestle. So what they should be more focused on and stuff that we talked about before that they don't focus on is the on-mic stuff, the camera, the positioning, the storytelling, and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just NXT is just not doing it. I don't think they should even be on TV. But then if you don't do that, they don't get the experience. I really don't know what to fucking do with this thing. I'm not watching it, so I could care less. I can't, dude. It's so fucking bad. It's just bad. I can't watch it.